Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 2 and we want to explain about the vocabulary testing. And before that, I will introduce our group members. The first is me, Herunisa. The second is Rahmi Aulia Amir. The third is Nur Indah. The fourth is Andi Adiam Miftahul Jannah. The fifth is Sri Ayu Handayani. The sixth is Suci Raudani, and the last is Mahfuz Ihsan. Okay, in this material, we want to explain about three contents. The first content is the definition of vocabulary testing, and the second is the tested aspects of vocabulary test, and the last is the vocabulary testing techniques. Okay, I want to explain the first material is about the definition of vocabulary testing. Vocabulary can be defined as the words of language, including single items and phrases or chunks of several words which convey a particular meaning the way individual words do. So, vocabulary in Indonesia dapat diartikan sebagai kosakata, dan kosakata dapat didefinisikan sebagai kata-kata dalam suatu bahasa, termasuk item dan frasa tunggal atau potongan dari beberapa kata yang menyampaikan makna tertentu. Jadi, kosakata ini berupa kata-kata yang dapat berupa kata-kata tunggal atau berasal dari kata-kata potongan yang menyampaikan makna tertentu. Jadi, dalam sebuah kosakata terdapat makna yang akan disampaikan, yang ingin disampaikan dalam kosakata tersebut. And the next is testing. Testing is the process of evaluating a system or its component with the intent to find whether it satisfies the specific requirements or not. So in Indonesia, testing is proses mengevaluasi suatu sistem atau komponennya dengan tujuan untuk memenuhi persyaratan yang ditentukan. Jadi testing di sini adalah suatu proses untuk menguji atau mengevaluasi apakah komponen tersebut atau sistem tersebut sudah memenuhi persyaratan yang telah ditetapkan sebelumnya. So, vocabulary testing dapat diartikan sebagai suatu proses pengujian kosakata yang dilakukan untuk menguji atau mengukur ataupun mengetahui seberapa jauh kemampuan kosakata seseorang. Apakah seseorang tersebut telah memenuhi standar yang telah ditentukan sebelumnya. Terima kasih. The next material will be explained by the next speaker.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Adir Riftojana and I will explain about the tested aspect in vocabulary test. First point, finding out about progress. Mercury is the smell. This is student group so-called progress test with look back at what students have achieved. Second point, finding out about learning difficulties. Teacher can learn about student problem with the language group tests. Such tests are called diagnostic tests and are used mainly for finding out student difficulties. Diagnostic test is usually a test made with a large number of item question on a specific material. Then the next point, finding out about achievement. For this, we use so-called achievement tests, which are tests covering a large amount of a curriculum. For example, the might test full year or even several years of study.
Bismillah, it's my turn to explain about the types of vocabulary testing techniques. The first one is about multiple choice and the second one is about Cloze Test. Multiple choice, actually talking about multiple choice, I think we are familiar with this one techniques. And because I'm really sure that since we are in elementary school, our teacher always give us an assignment using these techniques. And of course, when we are in national examination, we will face some question using these techniques too. And especially in vocabulary testing, multiple choice, as we know that multiple choice is a question which has several options, but just only one the correct answer. So for the example of multiple choice, you can see in the text, I mean in the PowerPoint, there is the example of multiple choice. But as you can see there, the gaps is in the middle, but actually the gaps can be in the middle, in front of the text, or in the last. And of course, in the text, in the example, you can see that there are 4 options, but actually just the only one the correct answer. Okay, and the next is Cloze Test. Cloze Test is a text-based test with the gaps placed there regularly after each word. So in Bahasa, we know Cloze Test as teks rumpang. Actually in Cloze Test, there are just maybe 5, 6, 7, or more than 7 gaps that we have to find the answer by ourselves, or maybe the option of the answer is below the text and we have to find the correct answer. But because maybe the option that the writer put in below the text, maybe it's irregular answer, so we have to find the answer by ourselves too. I think that is the simple explanation about multiple choice and Cloze Test. For the next techniques, we will explain by the next presenter. Thank you.
Dictation. The examiner dictates a text and student will write down the text. And a teacher will assessment the pronunciation and what the student write on the paper. Thank you. About the transformation, in this type, students are given a sentence to put into another forms. For the example, to put sentence simple past tense to past perfect tense. And for example of transformation, put the following sentence into past simple tense. The example, she likes her jobs, and they clean the windows, and so on. Thank you.
Well, matching. Matching is one part of vocabulary test technique. So we make 2 columns, and each column there are several words that student must be able to make the correctly word pairs. So the conclusion is student relate each word correctly. Then translation. Translation is also part of vocabulary test technique. In this case, student must immediately translate their native language into English.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Nur Indah. As the 6th presenter, will be present the next material. And the next material is about synonyms and antonyms. In this test, students must write down words that have the same or different meaning. Synonyms. In this test, the students must write down the words that have the same meaning. For example, clever. The word clever have the same meaning with the word bright, so the student have to put the word bright in the blank space. And the word important The word important have the same meaning with the word significant. So the student have to put the word significant in the blank space. And the next is about antonyms. In this test, students have to write down the word that have the opposite meaning. For example, the word beautiful. The word beautiful have the opposite meaning with the word ugly. So the student have to put the word ugly in the blank space or besides the word beautiful. And the next example is the word happy. So the word happy have the opposite meaning with the word sad. I think that's all about synonyms and antonyms. And the next material is about definition. In this test, the teacher gives the students a list of definition of words she needs to test. Definition here looks like a clue sentences. So the student have to identify what word is correct with the definition or the clue sentence. For example, it's an animal which likes banana. And the answer is monkey, because monkey is an animal which likes banana. I think that's all from me. Thank you very much for your kind attention, and the next material will be presented by my member group. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Next part is reading. Part A. Class, your, stranger, the, are, and our. We compile the word fragments into one sentence, that is, you are the stranger in our class. The next is he, my, in, yours, and family. We compile the word fragments into one sentence, that is, he is the youngest in my family. The next part is other noun. Number 1, A, coat, B, scarf, C, glove, and D, shirt. Number 2, A, bedroom, B, classroom, C, kitchen, and D, living. Number 3, A, windows, B, table, C, wall, and D, floor. Number 5, A, cow, B, horse, C, chicken, and D, frog. Number 5, A, paper, B, chair, C, desk, and D, table. Thank you.